Hey everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here with another graphic novel review, where today I'm going to be talking about Secret Six Volume 1 by Gail Simone. The series kind of spun out of Infinite Crisis. At the time of Infinite Crisis, Alexander Luthor Jr. was posing as Lex Luthor and was forming a secret society of all the supervillains in the DC universe to fight all the superheroes. And while they were recruiting, many villains said yes. 6 villains refused to join. Eventually, those 6 are brought together by a mysterious person known only as Mockingbird, so that they can cripple the society's operations and try to figure out what the society's main plan is and get to the heroes. After the events of Infinite Crisis, the remaining members of the team decide to stay together as a team. Are discussing what they should do now, and Catman and Deadshot kind of get the idea that they make a pretty good team. We should probably stick together. We should probably just stick together and do whatever job comes our way, whether it's something good or something bad. As long as we get paid, who gives a shit? Really, that's their attitude about it. So they decide to stick together as a team, and eventually, though, this leads them into confrontation with Vandal Savage because one of their members is Vandal's daughter, Scandal. Yeah, I know, it sounds weird anyways. And basically that's what happens really in this book. It's just really a bunch of supervillains who really aren't into the whole taking over the world or defeating the heroes thing, but they just decide, we could do good things, but we can also do bad things. Who cares as long as we get paid? I mean, and that's it does have a similar feel to Suicide Squad. However, unlike the Suicide Squad, who mainly do good things in exchange for their own freedom, this team doesn't really care what comes out of the job, just as long as it helps them with their own interests, and which in most cases is making a lot of money. And a good example of how well these characters don't really care about the whole overall battle between good and evil is in a one-shot timed Infinite Crisis, which is collected here. After the initial miniseries, they fly over the Battle of Metropolis, which in Infinite Crisis was the big battle between the heroes and the villains. And Catman orders them just to get the hell out of there. Who cares about what happens? Gail Simone does a good job writing this. I mean, she is a fantastic writer. She does an outstanding job making these characters interesting and relatable to one another that feels natural and not forced. I mean, the way these guys come together and they sort of respect each other, some friendships are formed, it feels natural, and it doesn't feel like these guys are just put together because we wanted them on the same team. It's because they have legitimate qualities that can make them friends and allies with one another. The breakout character, though, I think of this entire series is probably Catman, let's face it, this series was kind of a reboot for that character. Because prior to this, he was a washed-up D-list villain. He was overweight and got his ass kicked by Green Arrow so many times. And apparently, and now, though, when we see him at the beginning of the series, he's like in shape, fit, ready to go, and living with a bunch of lions, and just really awesome. So yeah, overall, I would recommend this book if you like villains as protagonists, and also if you're a Gail Simone fan, because she has done an amazing job on Batgirl. So this is another example of how good she is. This really isn't, and if you come in thinking, would I recommend this to Suicide Squad fans though? Not really, mainly because Deadshot's in it, but it's not the same thing as Suicide Squad. It really isn't. It sounds similar, but it actually isn't. It really feels more like sort of a heist movie, kind of like The Dirty Dozen, things like that. But overall, it's a very fantastic book. I really do recommend it. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you again for watching. If you want to check out my other graphic novel reviews on my channel, I'm Spider-Man 1991 saying, see you later.